Rule number 1, keep an eye on the timer.
Yes, that's a good idea.
We were gassing on there, and
It's not as bad as last week.
No, not as bad as last week. But there's no winning at the moment, so we're just talking to ourselves. For those of you watching this another day, we're just waiting. Oh, all of a sudden it's gone to 8 people. Hello, folks. Here we are again.
Good
Live
evening,
stream
all.
on a Thursday. Good evening, Matt. And another busy week, as usual. Lots going on. If we do that, I've got it all planned this week. There we go. Look at that. I'm getting used to it. I'm getting good at this.
You're more organised than I am.
Yes. So, good evening, Richard. Busy week again, as I said. So, a massive 3,459 people have watched this, which is fantastic. 15 brand new subscribers. Good afternoon, Mick. As you can see in the banner,
good afternoon, Richard.
We're only 30 subs off 1,000. So if you've got friends, tell them about our wonderful channel. So what have you been watching this week? Coming in at number 3 is the highlight show that I did on my T-Rexity gig last week, 70 people. I'll talk about that a little bit later. Coming in at number 2, classic album review of 9 Inch Nails, Downward Spiral, 79, even though I weren't keen on the album. Good evening, Mike. Hope you're well. And number 1, which is always not a surprise when me and Richard have done a show, 1980s number 2's number 1 with 206. The month's views are 12,644 and 57 subs. The top short last week was T-Rex's Get It On. I'll show you that in a minute. 57 new subs. Third place in the month is the Future Never Waits Hawkwind review, 175. The 1980s were number 2's with Richard, 206. But last month's biggest viewer was the Gary Newman album ranking at 211. 970 subs or so with 30 off the magic 1,000. The channel has had 176,267 views since the 14th of May, 2021. Nothing's changed in the top 3. Jethro Tull, Derek Riggs' artwork, and Status Quo album ranking. But the most watched short is the Oxygen album at 1,758 views.
That keeps going up and up and up, that one.
I know. Good evening, Ralph.
Evening, Ralph.
Last week's battle. There was a big win for Genesis over at ELP. 3-16. What have I been watching? Good evening.
Evening, Charles.
Good evening. What I've been listening to? Well, I'm getting through the Beavis. I think we've now come to the conclusion there's 21.
We're still not sure.
Well, I'm still not sure, but I've done 17, so I'm getting there. Molly Hatchet. I've nearly done Molly Hatchet, and I've really enjoyed Molly Hatchet again. 11 of the 14. Morrissey, 9 of the 13, going nicely. Nectar, 4 of 15. I love Nectar, but you can only listen to one album at one time. FM, the UK version, with 3 of the 13. Prefab Sprout, 3 of the 10. The B-52s, 4 of 7. The Doors, 3 of 9. And Clanad, 3 of the 16. Completed ones, 2 cellos. So we're getting there. Right, as you can see on the ticker board, next month, July's Battle of the Day views, you're going to choose them. I'm not doing them.
Well, you're doing them. You're not choosing them.
I'm not choosing them. I'm going to let you guys do it. It'll be the viewers' pick. There's a little video that's going to go up at 8:30 on the channel. But if you've got any ideas of bands that you want to do a battle. They've got to be their debut albums if it's a studio album, or you can choose like live albums or bestsellers, even a greatest hits.
Mm. Mm.
Oh, Matt's going on the hunt for Bertha. Good man. Let me know how it goes. So if you've got any ideas, two albums, put them in the comments, or watch the little video and leave your messages and comments in there. Right, I'm going to hand over to Dave.
Yes, it's an unusual
I
week
think
this
someone
week.
needs to go to the lavvy, so I'm going to disappear for 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Good evening, Simon. I'm just
Simon.
going to sort the dog out.
Okay, well, you do that. It's been a quiet week this week. We've only had one death. A gentleman by the name of Dickie Harrell. He's an American Hall of Fame drummer, and he played in a band called the Blue Caps. They were the backing group for Gene Vincent. Now, you know Gene Vincent. His death was announced yesterday on the 31st. That's the only death this week. However, it's birthday time. 1st of June, 1974. She's going to be 49. Alanis Morissette, happy birthday to you. And in 1968, Jason Donovan was born. In 1963, Mike Joyce of the Smiths. He's going to be 60 this year. Simon Gallup of The Cure is going to be 63 today. Alan Wilder of Depeche Mode is going to be 64. And now we come to the big hitters. Ronnie Wood of the Faces, Jeff Beck and the Rolling Stones is 76 today. But the biggest one of the lot, and he's still going, 1934. Pat Boone is 89 years old today. And for a little bit of trivia, in 1967, on this day, Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band was released. And in 1968, Simon & Garfunkel's Mrs. Robinson hit #1 for the first time. That's it for the trivia and the births and the gloomy bit. So it's time for Iain, now that he's sorted out pointing Percy.
Not me, the dog. Not me.
I know. Pointing Rocky's Percy. So we'll add that to the stream. And if you're ready, young sir, next week is all yours.
Okay, so here we go for next week's wonderful programs. We've got lots next week. It's a busy old week. So Monday, we're going to do part 2 of the David Crosby story, and we're going to look at Crosby, Stills and Nash. I just love that picture of Stephen Stills going, "Peace, man, peace." Classic album. Classic albums during the month of June are all from the 70s. And we're going to start off with a great album from the Stooges, Funhouse. One of my favourite Stooges albums. So we're going to be doing that. Now, Tuesday is look at that. Lots going on Tuesday. We've got tributes and a birthday. So the first of the tributes is Bachman Turner Overdrive. Sadly, we lost 2 members of the Bachman family recently. So that's why we're doing the album ranking of BTO even.
Yeah, thank you.
Retro ranking next week. Again, someone we lost very recently, Mr. Gordon Lightfoot. Tough one that was. It took a little while. I had to alter it about 6 times.
And get reminded of songs you'd forgotten.
Yeah, I'd forgotten about. Yes, Dave had to remind me you've left this out. And also, we got a birthday. It's probably the how can I put that without this guy called Gary? Well, you might know him only of Pulsar. He's got a birthday now. He's from America, and there was an American chart, so we've had to do the UK from the 6th of June 1953, but there was an American #1, so I have included that. Now, a certain gentleman in California will be jumping up and down now because guess what the marathon is? It's part one of James Bond soundtracks, what Mick asked for. And I thought for the first thumbnail, I put all the Bond girls on the thing. A list of all them
Be
lovely
still my
Bond
beating heart.
So we're doing part one. We're doing from 25 to 13. Next week we'll do 12 to 1 and a little bonus thrown in to make it 13 albums to look at. So that's a Wednesday. Thursday, the Battle of the Debuts is actually a request. So that's what gave me the idea for you to choose the whole of July. We've got the Killers Hot Fuss going up against the Bravery. Pick a mix next week is we're back to a producer who mix it up, and we're going to look at the work and the hell of a lot of work by John Leckie. He's worked with everybody. Great producer, made some great records. So we'll be looking at going through his discography, and I picked my top 5 albums. Friday, another busy day, as you can see. We're going to be doing In Excess live albums, great band from Australia. Then we've got 2 new album reviews. We're going to be looking at the new album from Metal Church, which is the first to feature their singer, Mark Lopez, who's took over sadly after the death of Mark Howell. And we've also got Sparks, the Mail Brothers, and their new album, The Girl is Crying into a Latte, which is a typical Sparks track album name. Brilliant stuff. Do you think that's it? Oh, no. Because on Sunday, it's Matt's birthday. So we'll be doing his top 10.
Yeah, I guarantee you there's no birthday in that.
Yes. So that's 2 birthdays in 1 week. So that's what's coming up.
Oh, thank you, Richard.
Oh, am I missing out something then?
Yeah, hang on. Take that off. I will take that away. There we go. That's thee and me back on. And Richard has come up with a debut battle. Duran versus Spandau Ballet.
Right. What should we talk about first? I know. We'll get some people up here. Let's go to an invite. Let's see if anyone wants to come up and say hello. Let's put that in there. Put that in there. Put that in there and post that. So, as you know, last week I was last week I was boogieing away to T-Rex to see.
Yeah, and nearly getting clattered in the face.
Yeah, I had someone sitting in front of me. Now, if you're in the UK, I know this person made Magnus Pike look tame. Now, for those of you out there, Magnus, he was a TV presenter and was he a doctor, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was a scientist.
When he said enormous, he didn't just say enormous. It was enormous like this. And this girl through the track was giving it like that, but the circles were even wider. And me and this guy had to keep going like this. Hence why it was a bit blurry on the screen. So if I do that, now I'm trying to do 200 things here because I've just got to do a little thing. Talk amongst yourselves. If I do that should
in our news.
Right. So
okay. Oh, there we go. Yeah. There she goes.
There she goes. Nearly clobbering me in the camera.
Let's put that up. There we go. Full screen.
Let's turn that off now. Do that and do that. So, yeah, that is a little glimpse of what I saw. And I chose that clip because the girl, when she went around like that, I had to do like that. So that's why it bobbed, or she'd have knocked the camera out of my hand. Played Cosmic Dancer, an interesting version of Deborah, the Motivator, which absolutely blew me away. But if you want to watch the whole of the thing, there is a thing where I put more of the clips. And I've got one more picture to show you today. Yes,
it's not his lordship.
This afternoon, I finished doing some stuff in here. I went into the kitchen to make a coffee, and I come back, and I put a jumper I'd got on over the back of the chair. And when I come back, this is what happened. He'd got off his bed and decided that it'd be more fun to lay on my jumper, which was clean on today.
It'll be clean on tomorrow.
Unbelievable. That is a trait of a dachshund. They like sleeping on their owner's clothes for some reason. So
yes, because it's got your scent on it.
I know. He's just unreal. Look, I mean, he messes his bed up and then goes and like. So that's what Rocky's been up to, laying all over my clothes. So there we go. So it's all been happening. So does anyone want to come up and say hello? I know I was talking to Simon off thing that his little girl wants to come and say hello one day. But, so that's what I've been up to. We've not had the sun out here today, though, which is a thing. I mean,
it's been glorious over here.
Yeah. Has it been okay in your part of the world, Richard? Or what you've seen of it?
He should have had the same weather as me. It would have been foggy-ish foggy, cloudy this morning, and then the sun would have broken through. It's been absolutely glorious.
So going on from my little concert experience of nearly having me a black eye, has anyone else got any little stories like that?
Oh, poor Mick. No sun in Southern California. That's not right.
Boiling. Today it's got up to... Yeah, it's been cold here, Mike. We've had, I think, it got to 15 degrees here. It's what my thermometer said, 15 degrees.
You wouldn't have wanted to be in my sunroom.
Yeah.
It was 18, 19 degrees outside. It was 40 degrees in the sunroom.
God.
So as you can imagine,
nice
I've had windows
65 degrees. That's nice.
Yes.
There is a rumour that it's going to get a little bit warmer next week.
Well, yeah, the forecast has you going into the 20s. We're sticking with the 18s and 19s. Thank you very much.
I shouldn't be wearing me jumpers still, you know. It's all right. It's one of them cheat jumpers. It's not a t-shirt. It's the cheats one. It looks like you got a t-shirt on as well, but it is. It's all in one. Cheaty one, as I call it. So if anyone wants to come up and have a chat, you're more than welcome to.
Is somebody neglecting his contractual duties?
I'll be up later. He usually is.
So other than that, music-wise, Brandy Marie Carlisle. Now, we saw the name on the birthdays and neither of us recognized it.
Yes. So, Ivan, can you just... You're the music man. Can you just give us a little bit of a little briefing as you can, because I not know much about her. Status Quo take the lead in a 10-goal thriller.
Hello. Let's have a look here.
20 degrees thing. Hi, Breakfast King. Welcome to the show. Lovely to see you here. Welcome to the UK Madhouse. It was nicknamed Last of the Summer Wine last week after the panel, a wonderful panel of last week, which was a great panel.
It was a good one.
Yeah. It was it was myself and Rob and Simon, Vinyl Mike, Vinyl Spiral was here, and Radio 9. Greetings from Liverpool. Welcome to the show.
That's just a quick one.
Mick's come up with them.
Yeah, it's 6-5 in the live poll to the Quo.
Okay, people were going to say, "Oh, he's going to vote for Quo." Oh, of course I did. Come on. Right, up comes guest number one of the regulars. It's Simon. Good evening, sir.
Evening, Simon.
Evening, Dave.
How we
How are
doing?
you?
Not bad, yourself?
Pretty good, pretty good.
You right, Dave?
Staying vertical, staying alive.
You're good?
Still off the fags.
Well done.
You're off the patches as well.
Yeah, I've been off the patches for 3 weeks.
Keep it up.
What I am on is an occasional vape.
Yeah.
Every so often, I suddenly have a memory of I would be doing this at this time, and doing this would be taking a cigarette, lighting it, having a puff. And whenever I get that memory, right, I'm not doing that, and I'll wait a few minutes, and if the memory comes back, sort of reinforces, okay, the body's driving, the mind is driving, have a quick vape, that's it. Just one puff and then put
Good
it away.
evening, Richard.
That doesn't. Evening, Richard.
Good evening, everyone. I thought I'd just join you for about 5-10 minutes. How you doing, Simon?
All right, Richard?
You have a cracking sunny day today?
It's I can't stand the heat. I really can't. Especially whenever you're trying to sleep in it.
Yes.
Oh, God, yeah. I remember that when I did nights. It's just a ruddy nightmare, isn't it?
It's dreadful,
Yeah.
but I suppose it's better than snow. Snow is the worst. I hate snow. I have to travel 30 miles to work, and whenever it's snowing, it's a bloody nightmare. So it is. So.
Oh, God, you're not going through Glen Shane, are you?
Well, I hit the Glen Shane coming out of Mackara on towards Mackerfeld.
Oh.
The Glen Shane can be I don't hit the big hills in the Glen Shane, the ones where all the trucks get stuck in. So I'm not so bad there. But if I'm traveling home at 6 o'clock in the morning and there's hardly any other traffic on the road and you just don't know where you're at,
Yeah.
you can end up on the other side of the road and not realise. But so that's all that's coming in the winter. So it is.
Thanks, Ivan. Yeah, anyway, you've now watched my little highlights video, Richard. What did you saw?
Loved
what
it.
did you think of the show?
Loved it. Absolutely loved it. The only thing I was disappointed in was they didn't do the Groover. I always thought that the Groover would be the best opener ever. But I was pleased that they played Raw Ramp, and I was pleased that they played the Motivator. But I think it was just a greatest hits tour anyway, wasn't it? So you didn't get too many of the LP tracks. And they had to play Cosmic Dancer because it's probably one of those most famous songs now.
Yeah, I mean, the version of Deborah he explained at the beginning, it was the version that they played on the 1977 tour, which is the bit more upbeat version. It's pretty cool.
It is
Great
good.
show.
You actually get there's a live album from the Rainbow in 1977 by T-Rex, and they do that live version of Deborah, and it's the highlight of that CD. So it is. So no, I'd love to see them live. As I say, he's getting on a bit as well. Like he's in his 60s now, but he doesn't look it.
No, 65.
Mm-hmm. God almighty, that's pension age. And
Yeah,
he's bopping about. It's great.
Yeah, another person said what you said to me on Saturday, Richard, about that Daniels is a better guitarist than
he is
Mark.
Actually. I think so. I'm not taking away from Mark Bolan. Mark Bolan was the genius. He wrote all the songs, and he could do his guitar parts well in the studio. But he's controversial, and I know Simon won't be happy because he's such a big Beatles fan. It's the same as George Harrison. George Harrison could do it if he was in the studio and he was given time. But live, Mark Bolan wasn't up to much, and I don't think George Harrison was either.
Yeah, the person I was talking to said to me that that's why the punks like T-Rex, because it proved that you didn't have to be a brilliant guitarist to have a great show.
No.
Exactly.
True that is, but yeah, I did shut my eyes once, and he does sound like him in places, but it's just that atmosphere. You shut your eyes, and it was like being, it'll be the closest I'll ever get to seeing T-Rex live, and it was a fabulous show. I came out on a big high, especially when they did my favourite song, The Motivator. That was it. I could have gone home then being a happy man, but I didn't expect that. I just did not expect that song.
Well, I wouldn't have expected. I actually bought the DVD of the 25-year anniversary of Mark Bolan's death whenever T-Rex did a concert, and they brought in your guy from the Blow Monkeys and Mark Almond. And that was 25, would have been 2002 that was recorded. And it was absolutely brilliant. Now, I will say he does sound a bit like Mark Bolan, but it's more the visuals. He has his moves off the tee, and he has the look off the tee. There may be better vocal impersonators than Daniels, but for me, there is only one T-Rex tribute band, and that's T-Rex to sing it. And I think
I mean, the opening track of the show was, I was expecting 20th Century Boy, and you get that,
Was it Raw Rump that opened it?
Yeah.
Did they do the wee, just, I know I'm sort of taking over here before we go to work. Did they do the wee string bit at the start? There was a time. Oh man! Oh god! That's the best B-side ever.
Yeah.
If you ever want to hear one of the best B-sides ever, get yourself a copy of "Get It On" by T-Rex. Forget about the A-side, although it's brilliant. Flip it, and then
I think I've got it vinyl somewhere.
Oh, play the B-side. Honest to God, you'll love it. It's a 3-part song. Bohemian Rhapsody before Bohemian Rhapsody was ever written.
It was just the way he started. He got all this like sound of Mark, and the lights went down, and then you got that and you go, no. I looked at Lee because Lee had never seen him do that. Oh yeah, and there were people around us that didn't know it.
I know. I said they're there for the big hits, but which is fair enough. I don't mind that.
No,
but on that DVD when they did that, they started off with it as well. But they had an orchestra, and guess who was conducting the orchestra?
Go on then,
Mr. TV himself, Tony Visconti.
Oh
wow!
So and it was a great show, and that DVD is probably still available for peanuts.
Well, what I'll do, because it sounds like you really want to go and see them, if they ever tour round our neck of the woods again, Richard, I'll give you a shout. You've got a bed here. So you haven't got to have a hotel. As long as I don't have your jumper to sleep on, I'll be happy. Yeah, that's the thing. Don't leave your jumpers around. It was classic Rocky. That was. Yeah, you're more than welcome. We'll get you a ticket so you can come and enjoy it, because Lee is as big a T-Rex fan as what we are. So I think everyone must be bored now of us talking about T-Rex. Yeah. Hey, Simon.
I don't mind T-Rex. I like T-Rex.
Good. So, what have you been up to, Simon?
Well, I'm moving house in about 7 weeks' time, all being well. So I'm started to sort of pack a few things. I've boxed up all my vinyl. That was the first thing I wanted to get done before I do anything. So I managed to get that into like these plastic boxes I had to get in, and so I sorted all that. Now I'm thinking about maybe reducing my CD collection and a few bits and pieces. So yeah, got that whole moving thing to do. Joyous occasion that it is.
I know, moving is so stressful.
Yeah.
Ivan, we want a full report next week about your gig going to see Peter Gabriel tomorrow. I'm sure it'll be a fantastic gig. I was lucky enough to see him on the Sludgehammer tour. I saw Genesis one night at Wembley Stadium, and the following night I saw Peter Gabriel at Wembley Arena. How good's that?
Did Peter Gabriel play any Genesis songs, or does he play any Genesis songs live?
No, he doesn't. He did that night. He did mostly his own stuff. I don't think he's ever played at his full show. I never saw him do a Genesis song, which is thing.
Because that's weird, because the Lamb Lies Down on Broadway is really his baby, is it not?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, but I think there's been arguments before about this. I think it's copyright. I think it's copyrighted to Genesis rather than to Peter Gabriel.
Mm.
I have a funny feeling he can't play it unless
He pays
Genesis
up.
per se. Yeah.
Well, that's a good gig Matt's going to. Psychedelic Furs and Squeeze.
Ooh.
Excellent. That'll be a good show.
Yes, I was just looking that up, Ivan. I was wondering where. Ivan's going to see Mr. Gabriel in Bergen.
I saw Squeeze about 7 years ago. I think it was 2015 in the Ulster Hall in Belfast. And I had seen them previously in 1995 in the Ulster Hall in Belfast. Now, the 95 gig was fantastic. The sound was great. The 2015 one was dreadful. The sound was shocking. I've never heard such a bad sound in any concert I've ever been to. And I've been to Ulster Hall quite a few times. I don't know whether they set their equipment up incorrectly or whatever, but you almost had to go to the back of the hall to understand what they were singing. It was that bad. It was so muffled. It was a dreadful concert.
Wasn't there something going on with the Ulster Hall back then? Wasn't there some construction work or something?
There may have been, and it may have affected the acoustics, but it was such a disappointment. So it was. And the meal that I had in Robinson's beforehand wasn't brilliant either. But because I went to see Albert Hammond in 2016 in the Ulster Hall, and it sounded great. So there was maybe it was 2017. I'm not too sure. It was in the middle of the 210s anyway, and it was not a very good concert. It's the only one in Ulster Hall that's disappointed me.
There's a place in Northampton called the Road Mender, and before they did the acoustics right, the sound would bounce off the back wall, come back and hit you in the middle of the thing, go and hit the wall behind the band, and then back, and the sound was terrible. And it was one of them places that when it got warm, there'd be condensation on the walls.
Iain?
And there was one night there was a concert, and this lad had far too much to drink, and he was stooped in the corner, and it was in the middle of winter, he had a little accident because the steam was rising out of his dreams. One of the funniest things, because the girl I was with at the time, she turned around to me. She said, Why is his trousers steaming? I says, work it out.
Was it steaming at the front or steaming at the back?
Steaming at the
God.
front angle.
Oh,
Oh,
that's all right.
he's just lowered the tone of the show, hasn't that's really lowered the tone of the show, that.
I'm proud of you, Dave, for saying that from Northern
Speaking of T-Rextasy,
Yeah.
Friday the 8th of September, Wellingborough. They're at the Castle Theatre in Wellingborough.
Oh,
Oh.
yeah, let's make a note of that, actually. 8th of September.
There's a website, trextasy.com. Let's copy that. And
I'll have on. Lee's coming around on Saturday because we're going to watch the cup final. So I'll mention it to him as well because I think I'll go as many times as I want. I think.
There you go.
There you go, Richard. I'll just pop it on screen as well.
Perfect. Thank you.
So if you want anyone that wants to find out if they're playing near you and you're a big T-Rex fan, go and have a look at that website and get yourselves a ticket.
Yeah, because they're all over the place. Where are we?
Are they in Northern Ireland, Dave?
That's just what I'm scanning through. I can see them. Let's see. They were in Kettering. They were in Southampton. This weekend, Rotherham, West Midlands, Berkshire, East Sussex, Gloucestershire, Morecambe and Lancs, Castleton and Derbyshire, Bury St Edmunds, Wellingborough, Buxton and Derbyshire, Shepherd's Bush in London, Warrington, Cheltenham, Kings Lane, Southsea near Portsmouth, Abergavenny, Dunstable, Glasgow, Stevenage, Holstead in Essex, South Shields, Shropshire. That's Christmas in Worcester. That's all of 2023.
Normally, bands would start off in Northern Ireland for some reason, or start off in Ireland, do Belfast, Dublin, and then just tour the whole of the UK.
Yeah, they started January. They started in Tunbridge in Kent, went to Milton Keynes. Well, they went to the Stables. So you missed one there, Ian.
I know, that's a good place. I mean, the place we saw them, the council are threatening to shut it. Now, it was a very small venue, and I don't think they would have filled a bigger venue. There would have been empty seats, but this is what a 400
the
500
Lighthouse.
seater.
Yeah, it's perfect.
And
size.
it was packed to the rafters. It was a great atmosphere. And why would they want to close little theatres like that? It's also a complex, so it's got a gym. There was people doing judo, because I said to Lee, I says, are they going to do a bit of kung fu fighting before they get it on? Which went down like a lead balloon.
Yeah.
It's a terrible joke, wasn't it?
Yeah. I don't see any dates for our side of the water, Richard.
Oh, well.
That's a pity.
Here's a little trivia question before I leave you. T-Rex had 4 number 1s in the UK: Hot Love, Get It On, Telegram Sam, and Metal Guru. But in Ireland, they had another one. Which one?
Oh, crikey.
The Groover?
No, it's not. Deserved to be, but no.
I was just guessing.
Oh, is it one I should know?
Yeah, it's a big hit, but it didn't get to number 1 in the UK. But
Deepster.
no. It's quite a plodding song, a slowish plodding song.
It's not that.
That'd be in the underworld.
No. Dun, 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 dun.
You can
Oh,
bump and grind.
no,
Children of the
Children
Revolution.
of the Revolution.
Correct, yeah. It was the number 1 in Ireland, which I was pleased to hear. Right, folks, I need to go. Okay, so
Okay, lovely to see you, Richard. I'll
to
see you in a fortnight's time.
is it? It's not this Saturday coming, but next Saturday.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
that's fine.
doing 70s number 2s.
Yeah, I've got the list all made up because I had to get the list made up because you made a boo-boo last week saying it was 70s number 2s.
Yes,
I
I've
don't
done
know,
mine now. I've got more bubbling unders though this time, I'm afraid.
Go, yeah.
Okay,
He's
Richard,
got a
have a
lot.
good night at work, and I'll speak to you soon, mate. Take
That's
it
fine.
easy.
See you, Richard.
Right, let's go see. I've seen Nick coming. Good evening, Nick. Just gonna do that so you can pop in if you want to. There we go.
Let's have a look here.
Yes, I didn't realise last week I said the 70s number 2s. And I'm not saying poor old Richard into a panic.
Yes, yeah.
Slip of the tongue. But that was, we had a good fun doing the 80s. I'm looking forward to the 70s. I found it a lot harder for the 70s.
Yeah, because there were more. That hasn't changed.
Did you
Yeah,
complete your Tina Turner collection, Ian?
No, I have not been out to do it, but I have seen one on eBay that I've put a bid in for.
Yeah.
It's actually her first album.
What was
Very
that then?
first. Is it called Tina Comes to the Century or something?
All right.
There's a lot of covers on it. I've only had it on a cassette many moons ago, and I thought, I mean, I've put a bid in for 20 quid, but I bet it'll go.
Tina turns the country on.
But I'm going to go and have a look round next week. But there is a record fair coming up in Northampton, not at the football stadium. So hopefully I might find some Tina Turner there. But I've got a funny feeling that it's going to be a lot more money now because she's something else.
Quite possibly.
Yes, they're going to be jumping on the bandwagon saying, "Oh, you'll not get this."
I haven't looked on Discogs yet to see how much people are flogging them for, because people do take advantage, I think, on there. They'll put ridiculous prices for records. You go, yeah.
It's usually only short term, though, isn't it? You know, then it blows over and it settles down, doesn't it?
Guess what you voted for? You probably went Soft Machine, Zeb.
This dog's price is £4.31.
It's not bad.
That's the
Good
bottom
evening.
end.
Good evening, Nick. How are you?
Bloody marvellous.
Good.
Evening, Zeb.
How we doing? You all right, Simon?
Yeah, I'm right, Nick. You
Oh, yeah, wonderful.
feeling any better?
Yeah. Hopefully, I'm going to be back at work in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Being on sick pay is a bit of a drain on the old finances.
Yeah.
So, hopefully, but it all depends on what the DVLA have to say.
Yeah.
So, hopefully, I can find out more tomorrow.
All right, let's hope it goes well for you.
Yeah.
Interesting T-shirt you got there tonight, Nick. Bit of two-tone.
Two-tone dresses.
Excellent. Yes, excellent T-shirt.
I was here in the old T-Ecstasy in Wellingborough.
Yeah, they are going to Edinburgh.
Yeah, I've never been to that theatre. I don't think it's a big one, is it? But
No.
You're only 100 yards away from the police station, so you'll be all right.
Yeah. And while you were talking there, the man that only appears on this show, Mr. Rob Walker. Good evening, Rob.
Evening, Rob.
Hey, how you doing?
All right, Rob.
Not too bad. Oh, looking forward to Saturday, are you?
Hi, Simon. Hi, Nick. Hi,
Hi.
Dave.
Hello,
Saturday,
mate.
why? What's happening on
Cup
Saturday?
final, you Wally.
Yeah, City will win that, won't they?
Yeah. And join us all the way from Japan. It's Michael. Hello, mate.
Michael.
How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear all the way from Japan.
How you doing, Michael?
Doing good, Ian.
Look. Hello, sir.
So, what's everyone been up to? Anything exciting?
I went to a record fair yesterday, a 10 store event at a department store in Okayama, and it'll be the last record fair here. And I'm putting together a video now.
Oh,
And
excellent.
it was a little bit. It wasn't that good. I was surprised. You know, it seems to be a bubble here as well. They're asking on average $20-25 for general use records, you know, stuff that you know, and there was some really expensive stuff there, $300 for rare jazz records, you know, in a retail environment. So I think things are pretty crazy here as well.
Yes, Rob, I watched your little, was it 25 CDs for a tenner or something silly?
Yeah, there weren't any jazz in there, were there? Why is it that people who used to like music start liking jazz? What?
Well, you know, to be honest, it's not that I don't like it. It's not a question of liking jazz, but I'm reporting, and I'm interested in showing the marketplaces here, right? So when I go in now, I mean, typically when I go in as a buyer, no, I'm not a jazz fan, but I want to show people what the market is.
Yeah, I get that. But don't you think it's interesting how when people get to a certain age, they seem to fall out of love with rock and roll, and they
Yeah, I
start
do.
listening to jazz? I don't. Why is that? Can anyone explain it?
I think that for me, you know, when I put together an audio system at 60 years old and started playing records again, the thing that has attracted me, right, is how a record is recorded. So I'm getting really more discerning when I play a record and spend time listening to music about the beauty of a recording. And to be honest, Rob, a lot of rock and roll is not as interesting. I got to really like the music, right? But a lot of it's not as interestingly recorded for me.
Yeah, I haven't really got a clue what you're talking about there.
Huh. Which part did I lose you on?
Would
The
you?
word
Would you?
jazz.
Huh?
Wait.
Say it again.
The word jazz.
Yeah, I mean, I've got a cube of jazz, so that's quite a lot of jazz records, isn't it?
Yeah, I would think so. I don't have a cube of jazz. I got probably like 15 titles.
Yeah, so you know, and it's a mixed bunch of, because when I'm out looking for records, I don't go out really with any specific list or anything like that because I'm on a budget. I'm just whatever I find, and I think that's an interesting title. Like I found McCoy Tyler, is he called?
Yep, McCoy Tyner.
I found an album by him for £1, so unfortunately I picked that up.
Do you like it?
It's not real. Well, I always think with jazz, it's not going to be immediate for me. It's sort of thing that I've got to live with a little bit. Whereas when it comes to sort of rock and roll, a lot of when I say the term rock and roll, I'm not talking about Chuck Berry and Elvis Presley. I'm talking about, you know, the Who, the Sex Pistols, Elvis Costello, you know, things like that. And obviously, I've got a nostalgia thing with that as well. So the pressing and how it sounds, really, although I do want it to sound good, it's part and parcel of being a record collector, is just that immediacy of the music and the nostalgia. Whereas I don't sit there you know, in the perfect position in my room, listening to every note. That's obviously everyone has their own experience when they listen to music, but that's not my experience when I listen to music.
I think I've just got a Dave Brubeck album.
Yes, I've got a few Dave Brubeck albums.
Yeah, I have.
I've got a 7-inch single by him. Take 5, and that'll do for me.
Yeah.
Jazz just doesn't float my boat, but that particular song does. It's a good tune, you know.
Yes, it's in quite a strange drum beat, isn't it? It's about half beat beyond everybody else, isn't it? It's a clever little bit of track.
Because that's one thing with you, Iain, isn't it? You do a lot of ranking, but you don't rank any jazz. Maybe if you rank some jazz, you'd get to 1,000 subscribers quicker.
I'm actually putting together a Dave Brubeck song one. Yes, I'm ignoring that comment.
Which one?
It's a reply to Zeb. He asked about whether Iain and I would consider doing a show twice weekly. No.
Oh, my little sign thing didn't work.
Iain, I seriously think you should do a daily live stream.
What? I couldn't.
I think you could. I think you could.
Half-hour stream, the life and times of Rocky.
There's no daily live streams at the moment worth watching. So there's a perfect opportunity for you.
Yeah. Strike by Iain's home.
There you go. Take Rocky for a walk and add a little commentary as you're walking around the place.
Yeah, him sipping everything.
Not space to talk about music anyway, eh, Rob?
People are crying out for some love and affection.
Well, I could actually do some jazz. Yeah, I think I'm going to do Dave Brubeck as a retro ranking. So, because I don't just like Dave.
He's done more albums than James Last.
Dave Brubeck, probably.
Yeah. You're a VC live stream.
I think once a week's enough at the moment for me.
No, I fully endorse and get fully behind a daily live stream.
Why don't you host one, Rob?
Because unfortunately, I'm working, so I'd want to put mine on at about 2:00 in the afternoon UK time. So I think that's about 6:00 in the morning in Canada. That's when I put mine up. And I'd absolutely piss it.
Maybe one day, Rob, when you're retired.
Yeah, but the person I'd be going up against will be dead then.
Bit grim.
Good evening, Steve. How are you doing? Oh dear. Yes, lots of people that are enjoying that one.
What's that?
Yeah. Is this the number 2s with Rob Walker?
There you go.
Comments because I can't read them.
There you go. That's the name for your gallery whenever you do your live stream. Rob's number 2s.
All right, yeah.
Oh dear. Let me see that. Rachel VC Rob. Oh.
Yeah.
I
don't talk about irrelevant channels.
No. 6 a.m. your time. God blimey. I'm too busy.
Could you imagine getting up at 6? That's like Michael now getting up at 6:00 in the morning to stroke your ego.
Oh, Rob, I'm
That's a
coming
little bit
here
like
to
Michael now.
commune with my friends. Commune with my friends with really good hair.
There you go.
That's stoked enough ego.
I mean, geez, don't I get a thank you? Don't I get a welcome?
It's
what
nice.
what,
It's
what
actually
has
nice.
crawled up your butt? What has crawled up your butt? I
You
mean,
go
come on,
to
I'm
sleep
making
in that
nice with you.
sweater.
What?
You go to sleep in that sweater.
No, Rob.
Oh,
I
no.
didn't go to sleep in that sweater. You know, if you're not going to be nice to me,
Oh, you're not being sensitive, are you, Michael?
I'm trying it out for size. What do you think?
Yeah, grey doesn't really suit you.
I'm surrounded by gray. I'm practicing for my debut, for my re-debut.
Yeah.
Anyway, if anyone wants
you're my test case.
if anyone wants to come up and just put in the comments, because Dave's got this thing. If someone else wants to come up, he'll just sit from the gallery. So if anyone wants to come up, just put it in the thing, because Dave watches
Stevie.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for an Israeli representative to make
That would be
herself
marvelous.
known.
Hang on.
There's a lot of totally irrelevant and nonsensical channels in Israel. You don't want to have any of them on here.
No, there's one that we want.
Yes. Right.
I can't think of
Mike
any
wants
of
to
them.
come up. So
Oh, right. Okay, that's not a problem. 3, 2, and away I go.
Bye,
Talk to
Dave.
all and on.
right, let's put the thing in, Mike, and you can.
It's like Christmas now, isn't it? Thinking who's going to come up.
Yeah. I was going to have to start. I'm seriously going to get. If this gets any bigger, well, I'm going to have to start a Patreon so we can have a longer live stream. Right, the link's up there, Mike.
Whoever comes up, it'll be a total anticlimax.
Actually, I need an Israeli record.
Do you?
Yeah.
Ah.
Hi,
I
everybody.
need an
Welcome to the Madhouse.
Yeah.
Hello.
Well, I enjoyed it so much last week that I couldn't keep away.
Oh,
I need an Israeli pressing of that.
Why is
Oh,
that?
nice.
Oh,
Is it because you're a completist, or is there a
Yeah.
reason?
yeah, that's a nice album, Nick.
I'm an Ian Jury fan.
Hmm.
There's 34 different sleeve designs for that album. I've got 30.
God.
And one of them,
Wow.
yeah, I've got 30. I'm missing
I
an
just got to
American.
see what mine is.
Yeah, I'm missing an American one, which is easy to get hold of. I can get that via Discogs. But I'm missing South African, Israeli, and Finland, I think it is.
Are the cover designs different on all of them?
Yeah.
Yes, yeah,
Wow.
genuine wallpaper designs. I think it was Barney Bubbles that designed them. But yeah, 34 different designs all over the world.
That's interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
one of them's an Israeli one.
Yeah, what I'll do, I'll send an email to my contact in Israel and see if they can hunt it out for you.
Yeah, it's actually I'm not sure what the name is. Is it Hebrew?
Yes,
Hebrew.
the language is, yes,
Yeah, it's got
That's
Hebrew.
mine, Nick.
Right.
Mike's got one to show again.
Look at that.
Got it.
There's his version.
Yeah, well, I thought it'd be one of the common ones.
Yeah, is that British?
It's
I'm not
what?
sure. The one you showed, is that one British?
It is. It's a British press. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I've got it. Like I say, I'm missing an American one, which I can get via Discogs. That'll cost me about 40 quid with the postage. I need the Israeli one, South African, and like I say, I think it's Finland or something like that. So yeah.
So reminds me of a Monty Python song, Finland.
One of my favourites is the Japanese pressing because it came with the Obi strip. I'm really fascinated by Obi strips. That's the only.
Yeah, I like the strips.
They're just a hype sticker, essentially. They just have got some advertising and some facts on it, and
I know that
it's just a ratty piece of paper. I mean, you guys. I mean, this whole thing on the Obi is so absurd.
Yeah, well,
it's like I can't read it, but I got it.
There's the little sticker.
I'm surprised you're being that you're out there where you are.
That's the Japanese one.
What's that vinyl deal?
I'm surprised you saying that. You being where you are, I would have thought having the Obi would be quite a thing.
Well, Rob, my good friend Rob Walker is going to hate when I say this, but it helps retain the value. But that's about it. It's like I mean, it's kind of like a foreskin. It's like it collects dust and dirt. And it gets kind of scratchy. And it gets ratty. And it turns yellow.
I think without it though, it just looks like another ordinary record, though, doesn't it?
Yeah. Sure, it differentiates it. Sure.
Yeah. I think that's the point, Simon. It is just another record.
What?
Well, you say otherwise it's just another ordinary record. Well, underneath the Obi strip, that's all it is, really, isn't it?
Well, I know that. But
Michael's description of what it reminds him of, pretty cool.
Did I break one of Rocky's rules?
No, you didn't.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah, I mean, so as long as you're not. Is there an Obi-Wan Kenobi in one outer space?
That's the 40th. That's the 40th anniversary box set. That's got every single sleeve design in it. But I've not opened it up yet and played it. I've had it a good couple of months.
I'm really fascinated by completists. When I do see these folks who have 39 copies of the Black Sabbath, Masters of Reality from different countries, and what Nick just showed, I kind of am wondering what's your plans with the thing? I mean, is it just pure enjoyment and satisfaction, and that's it? I mean,
it's not even that, is it? It's just having the complete lot, isn't it? And that's it. Nothing else.
Being obsessive, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I suppose it is. Once you've got one, though, you've got to have them all. That's the thing.
Yeah.
I thought it was
that's why they do it, Nick.
Yeah, exactly.
99%.
I've not got the space anyway.
99% of the vinyl community are mentally ill. So
yeah,
Nick's just one of them.
Yeah, I can relate to that. But I mean, I know people who only buy and collect One Step Beyond by Madness, the album. Yeah, I know people that only buy and collect Gary Newman replicas.
Yeah, but you live in Northampton, don't you? So it's
well, Corby, about 40 minutes from Northampton. Yeah.
Have you seen that? Have you seen that? I don't know whether it's going to turn into a thread. That Gatefold 33 Dale did a video, and it was artists that you only need one album by. and he had Ian Jury as one of those artists, and he said that you only need New Boots and Panties. You don't need any other Ian Jury albums. What do you think of that, Nick?
Well, you may as well just buy greatest hits then, ain't you? And be done with it.
No, you can have a greatest hits, but you also one studio album by a certain artist. And he had Ian Jury as someone that you only need New Boots and Panties. You can leave your 35 copies of Do It Yourself. You don't need them.
Obviously, I don't. He obviously doesn't like Ian Jury much, then I suppose.
Yeah. So that's enough. So that's like a classic album, isn't it?
Yeah.
I suppose it's a bit like Guns N' Roses' Appetite for Destruction. It's the only Guns N' Roses album you need, and the greatest hits.
Yeah.
And that's all I've got. The greatest hits, and the Appetite for Destruction.
Yeah. I mean, there are one or two bands like that.
Yeah.
I mean,
who would you have?
I'm thinking of Squeeze. You know, all you need is Squeeze greatest hits.
Yeah,
all the albums are pretty crappy.
I bought Archie Bargy the other day.
Oh, yeah.
So, and I agree. You only need Squeeze's greatest hits.
All you need is Cool for Cats and 7-inch single, and that's it.
Oh, Up the Junction's quality, and they've got about 10 really good singles, aren't they? Unbelievable.
Yeah.
I think there were some good ones. Charles only needs the debut album by Oasis. McCook agrees. And Matt says the Van Halen debut album, that's all he needs.
No, I disagree with you, the Oasis.
Yeah, I disagree with the Oasis comment. That's a typical lazy comment that I expect from those people.
Did they do a greatest hits album?
Who?
Well, yeah, they did. Yeah.
Oasis.
Yeah,
they
got
did
it here,
compilation.
actually. Hang on.
Around the Clocks, was it called, or something like that?
Oh,
I don't think I'd get on with their studio albums. I think I'm more the odd sort of.
I think they're better.
I think I prefer the the singles.
Stop the Clocks and Time File. But personally, I'd get the first 3 albums personally. But
Few of they cost you an arm and a leg now, don't they?
well,
Unless HMV are
reissue,
reissuing.
20 quid, but yeah. Or we'll just get them on CD.
Yeah.
You know.
Trouble is, I don't want to buy CDs unless I really, really have to.
Yeah, this one, Stop the Clocks.
Yeah.
The Oasis double best of. But do you remember this one? No Waste This. Do you remember that one? Remember that?
Never heard of it.
Yeah, so it came out when Oasis were getting really popular in like 95. There was this cover band called No Waste This.
Mm.
And they did a cover of, God, I can't remember what they were, the songs. It was like that, I like to teach the world to sing. Anyway, you only need, this is all you need of David Bowie. You only need the greatest hits. That's all you need, the best of Bowie.
Yeah, I've got a Bowie greatest hits.
So all you David Bowie fans out there, that's all you need, the best of. All the hits are on here.
Yeah, but that's kind of a cheat. It's really got to be
I
a
don't know
studio
how it's
album. If you really, it's really got to be a studio album. That's a real challenge. I mean, to pick one by a really popular band and say this is the one.
Remember this one?
Can you show that bigger?
Okay, let's make him bigger.
Who's this? Does anyone know that album?
No.
It's a bit rude, isn't it?
No.
There's a bit of nipple there.
It's a bit
Does anyone know
arty.
that in the comments? That album. I'll cover it up there.
Yeah.
No Sex.
No Sex. I don't want shutting down this close to 1,000.
Yeah.
No, I don't know that cover, actually. Hang on,
No.
this Matt Patterson said it.
What's he said?
Dolores.
No,
Never heard of.
no, it's BDI. You know,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Liam Gallagher's
right.
group. So yeah, pick this up for £1. On Saturday, I picked up a lot of CDs, and on Sunday I did as well. So yeah, it's BDI second album. It's good. It's a bit long though, but it's good.
All right. I've never heard of that.
Yeah,
I know High Flying Birds, but not that one.
yeah. It's Liam when Oasis split. So a couple of the members of Oasis are on that. Andy Bell and is it Jem Archer, the guitarist. So do you want to play the compilation game?
Oh yes, we do. Make you big. So this, for those who don't know what we're going on about, Rob picks one of his compilations, and the panel have to guess what's on the album. So,
Right, so
it's over to you, sir.
I'm going to cover up because it says the artist there. So that's the album. Hang on, that album there.
Okay.
FM, which was a film about a radio station in America. I think it was in '78. So I'm going to name the artist. You got to name the song. Okay.
Okay.
Well, this is dead easy because it's one of those, like so many American bands, they only did one good song. So Boston.
More than a feeling.
Exactly.
They did more than one. Smoking's good.
Now, here's another group who I don't think they actually did any good songs. The Eagles.
Oh, you
Hotel
swine.
California.
No, it's not that one.
Take it
Like
easy.
Worse than that.
Life in the Fast Lane.
Yeah, that's probably their best song. So, yeah, you're right there, Nick. Here's another really, really bad American band called Foreigner.
They're not. They're half British.
Well, the crap part's American.
Heat of the Moment.
No, close. Not Heat. Do you know
Cold.
any Foreigner songs?
No.
Waiting for a girl like you.
Cold as ice.
Yeah, Cold
Cold
as
as
Ice.
ice. Isn't it? Yeah.
Is he the American Elton John? Billy Joel?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so.
What song?
Piano Man.
No,
Guess that's just the way you are.
exactly. Yeah, I like you just the way you are, Ian.
Oh well, yeah.
That's so sweet.
I know. What about Steve Miller?
The Joker?
No.
Abracadabra.
Tommy Cooper? No.
No, I don't know any others.
Right, it's got a bird in the title.
Oh,
Fly like
An eagle.
an eagle. That's right.
all
Queen.
right. Never heard of it.
Queen.
Bohemian Rhapsody.
This is going to be funny because we're going to go through about 20 songs here. No.
We Will Rock You.
Oh, fucking hell. Yeah, it is. Yeah. Boss Skaggs.
Oh, Lido Shuffle.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well done. Well done, Nick. Steely Dan. 2 songs.
Turning back the years.
No. Reeling in the years, weren't it?
Oh, turning back, you reeling in the years.
Yeah.
It's been a long day.
Is there no Steely Dan fans here?
No.
Come on, Mike.
I've heard of Pretzel Logic, but I wouldn't know what it's all about.
Hang
Yeah.
on, Steve's come up. Do it.
I've got
Do it
no
again,
idea.
yeah. Do it again. James Taylor.
You've got a friend.
Have you? No. It's his
Sweet
other
Baby
big
James.
Handyman.
hit. Who? No. This is what I think every time I see the Waxed. And it's not Don't Fear the Reaper.
Candyman.
Your Smiling Face.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
Last one, you get this straight away. Joe Walsh.
Oh, it's got to be Life's Been Good on that.
Life's Been Good, yeah. That's the album.
That's a brilliant song. That's the only decent song you've mentioned today.
Don't say that, Mike. This is a good album, this.
Yeah, I'm sure it is.
Yeah. Mike, I saw you showing the wedding present on your last video.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
It's a pretty good album.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of them.
Yeah. But, David Gedge has still got it, after all these years.
Yeah, he's from Manchester, isn't he?
Yeah, they were born in Leeds, though.
Was he born in Leeds? I thought he was born in Manchester.
No, the band was.
Yeah.
Headley, ages ago, he showed an album by some of them wedding present blokes. Is it the Albanians or something? They've got
Ukrainian.
That's it. It was something like that. They were doing like covers of rock songs.
Yeah,
They did a
Mike
Sex
mentioned
Pistols one as well, I think.
yeah, this is it. There you go. Never mind the Cossacks.
Yeah.
They did another one. It was like rock covers.
Who's the artist?
That's right. I've got that on CD somewhere, but this one I think is a brilliant album.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, Ukrainians.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like that cover.
Yeah, it's brilliant, isn't it?
Yes. Just different, it's yellow, but not using pink.
Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah. It also passes your testy and, no profanities.
Yes. Well, when I do that, when I have covers like that, I like to get me blur. I've got this little blurry thing. I like playing with the pixels.
Michael, when are you doing your next episode with Stevie?
We just don't have enough ideas together. It's hard to be content creators, Rob. It takes time.
Yeah, I've noticed that. Stick at it. You'll get there in the end.
Thank you. Thank you for your support and your friendship. I want to give you a big kiss.
We're showing the love tonight. We're showing the love.
We are.
So, have you been watching anything in the vinyl community this week?
Oh
Simon?
yeah.
Oh. Simon, have you been
Not
watching
really.
anything?
No, I
Anything
haven't.
good?
I haven't been watching.
Cheers, Radio.
Who?
Nobody really.
What about you, Nick? Have you watched anything decent this week?
Yeah, there's is it Retro Musings? I think she's a Japanese lady, isn't she?
Oh, she went to Coventry, didn't she?
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, it's good, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, I've been there loads of times, unsurprisingly.
Yeah.
It's not a massive museum, but it's interesting. It's jam packed full of stuff.
Yeah.
If you're into two-tone and ska and that, like I am, you'll love it. You'll love it. But
we need to meet up there, Nick.
Yeah. I've got one of my sons. He lives up in Manchester. I'm not sure if it's Salford or something like that. He keeps moving around, but we keep meaning to go up and see him one time.
Tell me when you're coming up, and then I'll leave the area.
Yeah, you do that.
What about you, Rob? You've watched anyone or anything?
Yeah, I've been watching the things unravel themselves over at our favourite live stream. It's been quite entertaining over the last couple of days.
Did I hear him? There was a rumor. I saw it as a screenshot that Michael 45 was on there yesterday.
Yeah.
Oh, Ian, you're not on. You're not a part of it anymore, Ian.
I pop in now and again.
Hopping now and again. Yeah. So you're chipping, as they would say in the drug
Yeah.
community.
Yeah. I don't go in as much as I did. But I did see on the thumbnail there was just Rachel and Michael 45.
Yeah.
But by the time I went to want to watch it, it disappeared.
Yeah.
Oh.
So, because he said he wasn't going on there again.
Yeah, I've had my run-ins with him in the past, and it didn't end well. So he's not a very nice person, in my opinion. So
Yeah. Have any of you come across this Norwegian guy called Morten Arsted?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's still got less than 100 subs.
Don't he play for Arsenal then?
Possibly, but he does these great little videos. You know, you get a trip to the record shop, and you get the whole experience. You get him leaving his house and then getting on the tram.
Right.
Yeah, they're really quite nice.
There's so many really good channels. I think most of the good channels, I've said this before, look beyond these people who have got thousands of subscribers, usually, because they're usually tired and fed up, like me. You get people who are just starting up and they've got loads of ideas, loads of enthusiasm, and they tend to be the channels to watch, really, because they've got that passion. They're not making videos just because they're monetized and they need to make 20 videos a month because they want to fill the bank accounts. They're just making videos because they love music, they love the community, the vinyl community, and they want to be part of it. So, I encourage anybody to watch channels who's got, these big channels like Iain, avoid them at all costs.
Yeah. I think we'd all agree with that. Yeah.
Even I would.
There's a lot of really good European channels as well, and you get a different take. That you don't get the same old rubbish that we all show.
Yeah, as long as they're not French, we don't mind them.
Yeah.
I wish Static Travel would make some new videos. I mean, I really miss him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had to get Pension Derek put down, so
Oh well.
Was it rabies or something, Rob?
Yeah, I think it was a follow-on from COVID. They'd not recovered, so. But I saw Static Travel. He was dancing around the living room, wasn't he, this afternoon? I don't know if he's deleted the video. He sometimes does that, doesn't he?
Yeah, he sometimes does that.
Quite a lot, doesn't he? He uploads a video, then he turns it to private within seconds.
I mean, Alan's sort of one of the sort of his content is always interesting. It might not be for everybody, but he always puts content out that's it's not expected. It's not predictable.
Right.
No.
A lot of people you can sort of the kind of vibe. Someone's died. They're gonna do a tribute. They're gonna do a tribute to someone who's before they've died. So whereas with Alan, he like I say, he's unpredictable.
If they cough, they immediately start to record the tribute.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. There's a bit of a death cult going on in the VC, isn't there, in certain corners?
It's a scramble. It's an embarrassing, mad scramble to do a Tina Turner video. Did you do one, Iain?
I just I did a little short, and that was it. I did nothing else. So
yeah, I mean, there must have been about 10. I mean, I don't mind if like Andy Rourke died, and there's people who are really into the Smiths. If they, I don't think you should be frightened of doing a tribute video. But it does get a bit tiresome when nearly everybody that dies, you end up doing a tribute on your channel. it smells of desperation to me.
Yeah, yeah.
I just do them when it's someone really, really prominent. I must admit those two that I've got sort of ready on paper, not physical.
What, Paul McCartney?
Not dead yet.
No,
Rob.
not Paul McCartney.
Yeah, I didn't realise he was still alive.
Not
Apparently-
dead yet, allegedly.
So you've got.
Allegedly,
Let's
yeah.
have a
Well,
think who these two could be.
his voice died years ago, didn't it?
Yeah, there's that conspiracy theory that he died in something like 1968 or something, isn't there?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, he was rode by a bus crossing Abbey Road or something. Was it?
Yeah, something like that, yeah. and this bloke's an imposter.
Yeah.
This imposter's pretty good because he wrote all them hits for Wings and a very successful solo career as well, hasn't he? So this imposter's done a good job, hasn't he? Still got-
Michael.
Yes,
Michael,
Rob.
when are you going to start doing auctions?
Oh, Rob, how am I going to work out the shipping and everything? It's not going to work out. I'm sorry to disappoint you.
Because do you want me to tell you what happens in the vinyl community?
If I say no, you're going to tell me anyway.
So what happens is people.
There you go.
What happens is, so people like Mike Vinyl Spiral, this is what he's going to end up doing. So he started his channel and he's doing old contests and he's making friends with everybody. Then when he gets a certain amount of subscribers, he stops making content, promoting other channels. And what he does then is he starts doing auctions and selling records. So he forgets all about what he used to do and it's just all about making money. So there's quite a few people in the VC.
Come on, Rob.
that are
Come
doing
on,
that.
Rob.
It's
Oh,
not the
Rob,
only
you
one,
know-
though, is it? There's others doing it. They're
Yeah.
all doing it, to be honest with you.
Exactly. It's a scramble, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I know.
It's
That's not
nobody-
what it's about.
There's
in my
nobody from Britain who does it, though, is there? I'm surprised.
No.
opinion. No.
I'm surprised it hasn't happened.
Yeah, but who'd do it in Britain?
Well, I don't know. I wouldn't.
If you think about it, the people in Britain really are in the vinyl community. They're just doing it because they just love the music, don't they? And they love the banter and the Mickey taking. They're not taking it dead serious, are they, like they are
No.
in America?
No. What's
Yeah.
the point of buying a load of records and then
There's
auction
one-
them on
there's one from-
YouTube?
From Mike, from Steve.
Hey, Steve, eh? You got something wrong with my posture here?
Is Stevie going to do an auction?
Yeah, hang on. Oh,
Louis Golden says, I'll promise I'll never do a vinyl auction ever.
hold on.
Who's that?
Yes.
Louis?
Louis, yeah.
Yeah, well,
Is
Louis
that-
is one of the sort of good guys, isn't he?
Yeah.
You
never
sat
get-
there.
I've always liked him.
You sat there having a go at me and my Iain jewellery collection. Stevie has got 78 copies of Quadrophenia at the last count. He's just waiting for confirmation from the Guinness Book of World Records.
Yeah, I reckon he only got them so he could make that video.
Hey, Rob.
Stevie, have you got any response to Nick?
Rob, I got a question for you.
Go on.
Okay, so everybody's doing these contests in the vinyl community, right? And when they do their drawing, they take everybody's name and they write it on a piece of paper and they put it into a hat and they pull it out, and somebody wins, right? And you look at it and you go, God, the winner, their video really sucked, right?
Yeah,
You got to admit that happens from time to time. So
yeah.
has it ever happened? Has anybody in the vinyl community ever done a merit-based
Yeah, I think so.
drawing? A merit-based drawing that just says, you know what? I am choosing Joe Schmuck's video because it was damn good. Of course, you're going to lose a lot of subscribers and
No.
people are going to hate you. But
I did it when I've done 2 contests, and when I did my last contest probably about 3 years ago, Richard McCook did an entry, and I gave him a prize because his was the best entry. So I gave him a prize, and then I think I drew 2 out. I gave 3 prizes because there were that many people entered. Because I'm that popular, I had to give 3 prizes away.
That's too easy, Rob.
Well, when I run my next one, Michael, I'm going to give. There's going to be a draw for the main prize, and I'm going to give a prize to the best video, the most entertaining video. I mean, I was lucky when I did my first one. Rob from Northern Vinyl, his was a really good video, very informative, explaining Canadian music that I'd never heard of, and that was brilliant. I mean, yours was good, Michael, as well. It was short, sweet, but to the point. The best bit of yours is that lovely scene at the end. I can sit and watch that forever.
Yeah, the best part of Mike's video was the end. Yeah.
I didn't say that. I said it was a lovely way to end it.
Rob, you're my biggest fan.
But I think my favourite entry to anything called questions was Helmet's response to Richard McCook's questions.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Especially at I'm pushing for 100.
Yeah, that seems to have caught on, doesn't it? Everyone seems to be a push for 100 or 300 or whatever. It never used to be that way. You said you get to that milestone first, and then you do a competition. But now it's all a push, isn't it?
No, I've just put. We're almost at, as it says, 30 subs. Thank you for your support. That's all I've put.
Yeah. What you find though in the VC is that when people have been in the vinyl community for a certain amount of time, they change. And they don't want to do contests anymore. They don't want to support smaller channels. They're not interested in smaller channels. They're just interested in growing their own channel.
Yeah.
So that's most of the vinyl community. That's all they're interested in.
Bitter is better.
Oh, I hope you're wrong. Hope you're wrong, Rob.
No, I'm not wrong. I'm right.
But that's what this is. I like this because we're here supporting each other in,
Yeah.
That's what makes this a really nice little stream.
What I do is, so I found, if I find a channel, I'll put them in my community. And
yes, you start putting mine in. I'm very grateful for it.
I put them in my community. So there's been a few channels, just starting, and I'll put them in the community so everybody can sort of see that. And very few people go over and subscribe to new channels. Like I say, I think it's really difficult for people like Mike now. You're coming into the vinyl community. It's a big operation, and sort of get known takes quite a long time. But coming on things like this is really positive. You can come on these.
Well, that's right. It's the only reason I'm here, folks. Like and subscribe, eh?
Yeah, self-promotion.
Yeah. I'm not interested in any of you lot. I'm just interested in me.
There's only so many subscribers you really need, in the VC, isn't there? I mean, like 1,000 is more than enough for most people, I think.
Yeah.
But as long as you get a bit of sort of decent interaction, that's fine, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The best are the comments. I mean, thoughtful comments are like, it's gold,
Yeah. Some of the comments I've had are priceless and very nice. But as I said in Simon's thing, the views I get are more important to me than my subs.
Yeah, why don't you
People
reply
watching.
to the comments?
What's that?
Oh, it's that old chestnut again.
Yeah.
What was that, Rob?
No, replying to comments is always kind of a bit of a bugbear for me. So I got quite a lot of kickback because I said that Norman Maslow wasn't replying to comments, and I did a video. But the only reason that I did that video was that, I get on all right with Norman. He did a video with his son, and on that video I made a comment, saying how much I really enjoyed it, and he did reply to me. So I went back to the video and I was looking, and he wasn't replying to anybody. So that's why I made the video saying, if you love your subscribers, why don't you reply to the comments? And I think that's really important. That's what makes the vinyl community different to other communities on YouTube. You don't just ignore and give a love out to someone who takes the time to leave a comment. I think it's really important that.
Yeah, you don't talk in emojis, you write sentences. I mean, there's nothing more insulting than writing a long comment and getting a fucking happy face in response, and that's all the person types.
Yeah.
I'm a bit prone to that, Michael. I've started using emojis for the first time in my life.
It's a really important aspect to the vinyl community, is that just taking the time to, because sometimes it can be a bit, it does take quite a bit of time to get a lot of comments, but I enjoy replying to comments. I think,
Yeah, I'll tell you that there's a few big channels out there where people do reply. I mean, Melinda Murphy, always finds the time to reply to a comment, and I like Steve Carlson as well.
Yeah, yeah. Well, when I did my video about people who don't reply to comments, Michael 45 and Mazzy don't reply, and Steve Carlson and Melinda Murphy were the ones that do, and that's what I said in the video.
Yeah.
I reply, but I always give a heart to when people make a comment.
Iain, your comments are rubbish. Do you know what he put? Right, my video that I did, with my bands, all he put were good choices, and I'm thinking, you didn't even watch it.
Hey, I know what to say next time I watch one of your vids then, Rob.
Yeah, I don't matter. When you make a big deal, though, it puts people off answering because, putting a comment because they think...
Why would you win all the flannel?
Yeah.
They were very good choices, Rob.
Why? What did I have? What were my number 9?
I can't remember. I watched so much stuff, Rob.
I've done my lists, but I haven't done the videos yet.
Like, I couldn't tell you when I ranked, say, the Scorpions, what my number 12 was. I can't remember.
Yeah. Has anyone got any questions in the comments?
Yeah. Apparently, Louis said, have I ever considered bringing in an unhinged karaoke singer onto the panel? I hear it's the way forward. And I just went, nah. Yes, I have watched. Yeah. I was watching it. I watched it and scrolled all the way through. That was your video, Rob, from Stevie.
Yeah.
Actually, the guy's got quite a good singing voice. He's quite a good musician. I mean, he did a good performance.
Yeah, Pete Pardo doesn't reply to any comments because he has 4 billion replies to videos.
Yeah.
Right, talk amongst yourself. My dog needs to go somewhere again.
Yeah. Michael, what's your thoughts on Norman Maslow?
Well, he has kind of blown me off from the moment I have entered this vinyl community sphere. So I made thoughtful comments on many of his videos, and I get no response. And so I'm as bored with him now as he is with me.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think the sad fact, Michael, is that he just doesn't care.
I don't.
He wants you to watch because you're a number.
He doesn't know how to engage. I mean, his only idea of engaging is to getting on his girlfriend's show. To him, he's engaging, and I think that's kind of bullshit.
There's a lot of egos in the hierarchy.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And
Can
I
someone
think,
just fill me in what we're talking about? I'll disappear.
you know,
Yeah,
Rob asked me a question. He asked me what my take was on Mr. Norman Maslow, and I answered his question.
Oh, okay.
Any other
What
questions?
about, see, I'm split really because I do like Mazzy, and I think he got shafted by Michael 45. So
You know,
like Michael
What is
45
this?
was like pleading
Oh,
to
I
do
don't think he got
videos with Mazzy.
shafted, did he? I wouldn't say
Say
he got
again?
shafted.
Pardon?
I wouldn't say he got shafted.
You wouldn't?
No.
No.
Right. Well,
was-
well, I'll tell you how it is, and then you can
Okay.
agree with me.
All right.
Is this some
So what-
big hoo-ha that's going on at the minute?
So what happened was that Mazzy Michael 45 was a nobody.
Mm.
All right, he had about 30 subscribers. And
He was a Kraftwerk fan.
He was pleading with Mazzy to do videos with him, and
Is that
Mazzy
the
being a
German
nice guy, Mazzy being a nice guy, had him on. And so Mazzy sort of created his own monster in a way. So Michael has obviously grown now, so he's probably got double the subscribers that Mazzy's got. So he doesn't need Mazzy anymore. So he's like an old girlfriend that he's embarrassed about. So that's why Mazzy's upset, really, because he's been shafted by Michael 45.
What can they possibly do together? I mean, do like contests together,
He's
or
outgrown him. He's outgrown him.
No, they were on. So because Mazzy had about 5,000 subscribers, so when Michael went on there, he'd get subscribers from just being a nice guy, talking about music, being really humble. And like now he's turned into, I mean, I must admit, so he follows me on Instagram, but to follow me on Instagram, you've got a request. So he requested to follow me, so he follows me. And I looked on his Instagram, and you can have a link to his shop, and it's really impressive what he's got there. He's got a huge collection of sort of albums, even sort of cleaning machines. He's got everything, and it's really well done. So he's pumped a hell of a lot of money into that side of. I'm not denying he's a good businessman. He's got his head screwed on. I've had my run-ins with him. I don't actually mind him, but it's interesting to see what's happening, the dynamic between him and Mazzy. It's quite interesting for people who haven't got a life.
Yeah, question from Charles Wright, Rob. Are we getting another shop update from your daughter?
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know whether she's home tonight. So
We want to know what the
it's a bit
shoe.
embarrassing that last week, weren't it?
We want to know what the shoe situation's like.
Yeah.
I know.
And has Chloe Kelly brought any more shoes?
Yeah. Well, Chloe Kelly, she spent a couple of grand in Prada on that Thursday night for sure. So, and she's in the England squad, isn't she, for the World Cup?
Yeah. Yeah, got a question here from Louis. What kind of video would elder VC people like yourselves think would be interesting or entertaining coming from a new collector like myself? That's a good question.
It's a little bit predictable, isn't it? I mean, if you've got, I'd recommend that if you've got a new channel, if you've got like a room tour, is quite a good thing to do, isn't it? Because it shows people what you've got, but not everyone's got a nice room to do a room tour. So I always think that's quite a good opening video to do. I mean, if you want to go to my first video I ever did, it's a bit scary, but I recommend anyone go over to Vinyl Richie's channel and go and watch his first ever video, because you won't think it was the same person. It's so funny. So go and watch Vinyl Richie's first ever video.
Yeah, he likes that idea.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. I mean, I've watched Louis because he plays guitar and he's been, singing on his channel. I mean, that's not for everybody, but he's a pretty talented guy.
Yeah, I like. I
Yeah.
don't mind saying this. I like Louis. You're a good man, Louis. You're a
Yeah. I
one
think
of the
it's one
things
of
that
those.
comes out of
Isn't it? It's
Rachel's,
like,
and that's Louis.
telling a story, you know, sort of get 10 records that sort of identify you. You know, the first record, it sounds a bit predictable, but I think the mistake some people do with the channel is they come into the VC and they act as though they've been in the VC for like 2 or 3 years. And honestly, people do not care. They don't care, right? So you've got to build up people who like you, and it takes a long time. If you just turn up and your first video is my top 10 records of all time, no one's interested, right? But if you've been around for 5 years and you do your top 10, then everyone's like, oh, I wonder what he's got. So you've just got to take your time. Don't rush it.
Yeah,
A lot of it though depends on what you like.
I think
You know-
for most people, in this case, you just have to jump in the deep end and just learn how to swim. You know, you have to figure it out for yourself, don't you? I don't think there's a lot of constructive advice you can really give someone new doing it. You know, you just have to do it for yourself and just show what you got and then build from there.
Yeah, I mean, it takes a bit of courage, doesn't it, to you know, to do that first video, to sit in front of the camera and know that you're broadcasting this and anyone can watch it, you know. But yeah, I mean, I think you've got to be yourself. I think the worst thing you can do is to you know, try and give a lecture. You know, say, here I am, I'm an expert.
Yeah.
You know, and they're a real turn off, that sort of thing. I think be yourself, you know, show a bit of humanity, a bit of empathy.
I think that's why I chose Status Quo as my first video, because I know a hell of a lot about them. I'm very confident at talking about them. And I know that it'd be a popular one to start off with. And it's proved it, because it's the most watched video on my channel. Over 6,500 people have watched that since it's been up. So it was a good place to start for me, because I didn't, although it took me about 5 takes, because I was just blah, 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 got the verbals. But it was a big thing. And once I did the one, the second was easier. But now I can just switch on and away I go, even though I cock it up now and again. But that's the fun of it.
But that's you know, that's a nice thing. If you know, if you do cock up a bit, you know, who cares? You know, it's just you showing a bit of enthusiasm. It's great.
Yeah, it's like on Saturday when I was doing that number 2 with Richard. My camera just, I don't know if anyone's watched it, but it goes up like that, and I've got this sinking feeling. A lot of people would have took that out. No, I kept it in because it's a part of the thing. It's like the other week I did it with 365 Days of Prog. Oh, yes, her dog barked. Kept it in. But I don't take Rocky out, although one person did criticise me when they watched one of my early live streams about the interfering noise at the back, and I put the comment, do you mean my dog?
Yeah, it's annoying though, isn't it?
Yeah.
What, have you got a dog, Iain? I haven't noticed.
No, he's a noisy old bugger, isn't he? Yeah, Matt, I like Iain's channel for several reasons. One of them is the amount of good music I get exposed to. Plenty of music from the UK alone that I've never heard of. So there, I'm spreading the word.
Yeah, another good thing about the stuff you do, Iain, is, well, for me anyway, you know, sort of like, it reminds me of stuff that I've got that I haven't played for a while. So I've been listening to Van de Graaff Generator all afternoon.
Good man.
And by the way, I pretty much agree with your ranking.
Thank you very much. Yeah, so some people talking about usually do a Wally a week. Now, I put out my little promo on a Thursday morning. Hi, it's live stream day. Someone gave it a dislike today.
Was it me?
Was it you, Rob? Oh, he's
my lad hates Van de
we
Graaff.
found the culprit. Yeah, they didn't like my promo today.
Rob wouldn't do that.
No.
I do like what Rob's doing in the community. He's finding the funniest bit from the stream and he puts it up.
Yeah.
I'm going to struggle, Anna, on this one.
I don't think you will. There's lots of good little bits.
Yeah.
So you have to watch it all the way through?
Yeah, I'll watch it again and see how good it is and then decide whether I'm going to come on again.
God.
He's been on it since day one.
That's dedication to duty, Rob.
Yeah. You get quite a few people watching it though, Ian, don't you? Like in the week and what have you?
Yeah, 260 odd last week. It's going up each week now. I don't think it'll ever beat the one that Michael was on, the blasphemy one. That's got over 600.
Yeah, a lot of people came. You know, they like stopping at a car crash, don't they? You know.
Yeah. The best thing about that actual bit is featured in Jimmy Barnes's Simons.
Yeah.
Which was absolutely brilliant. Apparently, it was his inspiration.
Yeah.
Which was great. There's some really good, as usual, there's some really good comments coming through the peanut gallery. We don't have that here. What am I saying? The Rankers gallery tonight. And it's always nice comments.
Any questions?
Yeah, any questions to ask this wonderful panel of expertise in their fields? Especially Michael. He is in a rice field.
Well, can I ask you a question? Do you ever get like moments during your YouTube career, so to speak?
Say
you
again.
just think, do you ever get like moments when you're doing YouTube, like throughout the years or whatever, and you just think, what am I doing this for? You know, why?
Yeah, every day.
You know, and then you get back up and you do a video, and then it's forgotten about, and then you're away. Then maybe a few months down the line, you think these thoughts again. You know?
Yeah, I mean, I can honestly say that doing this like infuses me to keep doing what I'm doing because I take breaks in between my videos, and because I'm doing this, I feel like it's like making a video in a way. So you're visible, aren't you? Even though you're not putting content out.
Yeah.
But I definitely, because when COVID happened, I suppose, because I actually think there is like if you do this for too long, there's something wrong with you. So there's a shelf life for doing this. You do not keep doing this forever unless there's something wrong with you. So in your head, you've got to decide how long you're going to do it for. So
I don't think you can just decide, can you? I don't think you can put an age on it. You just go until you think, well, I'm done now. You know?
Yeah.
You know, and you just know yourself, don't you?
I've definitely
thought a few times.
I've always said
I enjoy it, so you know. I think, well, if I stopped doing it, I'd miss this kind of interaction with people, and I'm hoping to obviously go over to Japan at some point and enjoy Michael's hospitality.
We'll send you home with 2 kidneys, Rob. I promise.
Yeah. I might even manage to get over to Leeds one time.
Yeah, you should come. Yeah, on the right side of the Pennines, Rob.
Yeah, don't sound too enthusiastic, will you?
No, I'll be pleased to see you, Rob. There, you're more than welcome.
Say it like you mean it.
I do.
Well, any of you guys are always welcome to Northampton. I know it's a long way for you.
Stevie's got a question.
Yeah, Stevie has got a good question. Let's put it up. That's why if I can find it. What have I done with it? There it is. I'm going to leave this to experts.
Who's going to read it?
My stylus. Probably some cheap old thing.
I
One made
I
out.
think you're watching the wrong stream, Stevie.
Yeah. One made out of Himalayan goat's cheese. Or a 6-inch builder's nail. Good God.
Always a good one from Russell. For the panel, if you had no prep time and you had to speak for 30 minutes to an audience without boring them to tears, what would the topic be? We'll start with Simon.
What was the question? Sorry, I couldn't quite read it in time.
Do you want to borrow mine as well?
Can you read it out, please? Again.
Yes. For the panel, if you had no prep time but had to speak for 30 minutes to an audience without boring them to tears, what would your topic be?
Oh, fuck knows.
Ooh, ooh.
Don't know. Pass.
That time I almost got fired.
Don't know.
I would go with the celebrities I met working on a railway station.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
From rock stars to sports to prime ministers.
Give us a few then, Ian.
I've met 3 prime ministers.
Who?
Cameron, Brown.
When you say met them, what do you actually mean?
Talk to them.
All right.
And I have met
What?
Theresa May.
What
I met
tickets, please? Tickets, please.
No. I've met famous. I've met Noddy Holder.
Ooh.
Oh, wow.
I met Noddy Holder on a railway station. John Motson,
Yeah.
Torvill and Dean, actor Simon Callow. I actually made him a cup of tea one night. He was doing rep while I was at the station I worked at, and he missed his a train, and it was a cold night. There was no one on there. I made him a cup of tea, and we sat talking about music, and I'll put him on a train and thing.
So were you a station master, Ian?
No, I worked on platforms.
Right.
That was in another life, not in the
Right.
station toilets. Although I did. Oh yeah, the Fanny Drummer. I've spoke to her, but that's only on the internet. The only person I ever met spoke to in a lavatory was the cricketer Darren Goff, because he came through the station I worked at all the time. All right, Goffy, how are you? Yeah. And I think that's the only, and I've been recognised as being a YouTuber in a toilet in Nuneaton. When I was at a gig.
Have you been recognised as a YouTuber, Simon?
Never. Never happened. Well,
What
I'm
about
in the
you, Mike?
south. And there's not. Well, there is a few in the south, but there's not many. You know.
Cool.
What
Look,
about you,
Dave's
Mike?
getting technical on us. Hang on, what's the sign? What did you say, Rob?
No, I was saying, has anyone else been recognised?
No.
No.
I don't even get recognised in my own house sometimes.
Yeah.
It'd be all right if you knew them. If you knew the person, you could say hello. But if you didn't know them, it might be a bit kind of awkward. Like they know
Yeah.
you and you don't know them.
Yeah, it is awkward. You've got to get used to it, though.
Yeah. Anyone in the gallery that is a creator, have they ever been recognised now? Let's see if anyone else has been recognised as being a YouTuber. Look,
When
I've
they
got
ask for
one.
your autograph, that's when it gets embarrassing.
No, I've not been asked that yet.
Yeah.
Has it happened to you, Rob?
I've got one
a
for the
few
panel.
times.
I've got
Wow.
one. Do you consider yourself just a YouTuber or a bit of a mini celebrity?
Celebrity.
Well, I knew you'd say.
You know why I said that mini celebrity? Because of our friend over the pond. She
Yeah.
often brings that phrase up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's one or two people in the VC that I've watched see themselves as a celebrity. I don't. I just do this because I like to entertain people.
Yeah. Who's the celebrity then? Tell us who you think is a celebrity.
No, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to.
Why? I'll tell
I've
you.
got some dignity.
I'll
I know
tell
how
you.
I'll do it.
I'll tell
This
you.
is for you. I'll put this. No one say it. There we go. Look in the private chat, chaps.
I don't do that. So I think Maz is a bit of a celebrity.
Yeah, I suppose.
I think Waxed is. I think anyone who goes on there regularly, they're being watched all the time. They're nearly as popular as Philip Schofield.
I think we're more popular than Philip Schofield.
Well, we are now.
It's a soap opera. It's not it's not.
It is.
Not
It
that
is.
music anymore.
And it's entertaining. You can criticize it all you want, but it is entertaining. So you've got to hand it to them for entertaining the troops, if you like.
Yeah. Well, looking at the time, I've got to my 2-hour limit, folks.
Yeah.
Okay. See you later, guys.
Until I've got money to rise, and then you can start. If you want us to go on longer, you can help support it. But that's for another day. Once again, thank you to my fabulous guests, Nick's Vinyl Buddy, all the way from Corby, which is up the road from me. Vinyl Spiral Mike.
You always get that wrong.
I know. I'll practice for next time, Mike.
Okay.
Michael, from all the way from Japan. It's always a pleasure having you here.
Thank you, Ian.
And of course, to my good friend, Mr. Rob Walker, who I owe a lot to, and I'm going to embarrass him. He's a good supporter of me, and I don't know what I would do without him sometimes. He's a great support.
Ooh.
So I will see you all next week, but tomorrow,
Hey,
Mahogany Rush Live, and yes, and mystery new albums. Thanks, everyone.
Yeah,
I will see you all
okay.
next
See you later.
Cheerio.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Cheerio.
Bye.
Yeah.